Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another reading vlog where I'm gonna be reading Fourth Wing. So Fourth Wing is the first book in the Empyrean series, and this is a fantasy romance series, and everyone has been reading this book. Like, I see it everywhere, and I want to read it too. Like, I want to know what it's about because everyone loves this book. It's super highly rated, and most of the people that I follow also love this book. Not 100% of them, but most of them. So I definitely want to be part of the people that have read this book. And it has dragons, which is always fun for me. I love fantasy in general, but I love fantasy with dragons. On the other hand, it is a fantasy romance, and I don't like romance, so there is that part that I was definitely scared about. And also, this will be a spoiler-free reading vlog. I will obviously give context of what the plot is in the beginning, and then everything else will be spoiler free. And having said that, let's just get into the video. Okay, I am 33% into Fourth Wing, and we are following a character named Violet, and she has always wanted to be a scribe. She has always studied to be a scribe, but her mom is one of the generals of the dragon riders. And so she doesn't accept that her daughter will be a scribe. She wants her daughter to be a dragon rider as well. Just like her older daughter, who is called Myra, I think. She is a dragon rider. And so she forces Violet to enter the trials to become a dragon rider as well. And we learn that there was a rebellion some years before, and basically all of the leaders of the rebellion were killed, and their children were forced to become part of their army. So they're also dragon riders, the ones that did survive the trials. And those ones that are dragon riders and are there, they all hate Violet because her mom was one of the people responsible for killing their parents. And one of those people is Xaden, and he is Violet meets him in the first chapter, and obviously he's the hottest guy she's ever seen. I think she says he's the most exquisite man she's ever seen. And obviously she is super tiny, and he is massive. He's a giant, because of course they are, And also, speaking of, Violet is I don't know exactly what she has or what she's had, but she's not only small, she's also kind of weak because she has been sick, or she has some sickness. I honestly not entirely sure, but she's not built to be a dragon rider, basically. And like I was saying, she meets Xaden, who says that he wants to kill her because her mom killed his father. And they all pretty much see her as a weak link, so a lot of people want her dead. And Xaden is her wing leader, because they are divided in wings, therefore the fourth wing thing. And then she also finds Dane, who is was her childhood friend, and he is her squad leader. And he is in the second year, so obviously above her. And so yeah, he meets her, and he's trying to help her, but he is so annoying. Oh my god, he's so freaking annoying. And we also learn a little about the dragons and how the dragons choose who they're gonna bond, who's the rider that they want. And when they bond, they give their rider some powers. And so we learn about all of that, and we see some of the trials, we see them training, we see how brutal everything is. And we also get to know some of the dragons already. And at the end, literally the last chapter I read, something actually exciting was happening. But honestly, everything else, I am like, meh about it. Like, it's not bad, but I'm not loving it. I'm not as obsessed with it as everyone seems to be. Because, like, this is so highly rated. I was expecting it to, change my life. But, like, it's okay. I'm not disliking it. It is entertaining. It's fine. It's okay. But yeah, there's that. Also, like, same thing for the main character. I don't dislike her, but I also don't particularly like her. She's just there. Like, she exists and I'm fine with her existing. But, that's it. And I'm not like super invested. Like, I could stop reading this book and be fine with that. You know what I mean? Not that I like want to stop, but like if I did for some reason, like if I had to stop, I wouldn't be mad about it. So like, it's fine. It's okay. I am like disappointed because I had such high expectations. Maybe that's also the problem because it literally is so highly rated. It's insane. But anyway, I will read another third probably and let you know if it like gets better, if it gets more exciting, or if it just continues to be okay. Okay, I am 66% into the book, and there was like a sort of plot twist that happened, something shocking, something that no one saw coming, something that no one ever expected, and that was definitely cool, but I feel like that was the only cool part of the book, really, for me. And I mean, I do like every time we get to see the dragons and we get to like learn about their powers and about their bonds to the riders and about also like the bonds between dragons. I like everything that we're learning from the dragons, but that's it. Because I mean, we also continue to see like the characters practicing their trials, all the things that they have to do to become dragon riders. And I mean, that's it, pretty much. That's all that's happening. I mean, there is like something that some people might be hiding. And I mean, I would like to get to know more about that, but while I don't really care, And there's also, the romance that's going on and it's really pissing me off. And I mean, that's not surprising because I don't like romance, but I feel like even if I did like romance in theory, I don't think I would be liking this because it's not romantic. And yeah, like I was ranting to my friend about it. I was like, are you gonna read this book? Because I need to write about it. Because this is like spoiler free, so I can't really say like what I'm not liking and what is annoying me. So I was like ranting to her about it, and she likes romance, and she was like, yeah. But on the other hand, I've seen a lot of people who like romance loving this book, so the problem might in fact be me. I don't know. But it's not that I'm hating the book. I'm not even like disliking it, but I just expected to love it. And I am definitely not loving it. It's just okay. It's very like middle of the road. And that is definitely disappointing. Like if I loved the characters, I mean, I actually do really like Violet and her like best friend there, Rhiannon, whatever her name is. I really actually like them. Like I like their friendship. I like the scenes that they have together. But other than that, like I don't particularly like Violet enough. Again, I don't dislike her. I just don't like her either. She's okay. And since there's not a lot happening other than just following them as they learn to be dragon riders, like if I really was loving the characters, I wouldn't mind that because, I was following characters that I love and it wouldn't really matter what they were doing. But since I don't really love them, it does matter because I am a little bored. That's what's happening. I am not loving it, but I'm not hating it. Again, it's just okay. And I will finish it. And I hope that we get to learn more about those secret things. And I also hope that, some more exciting things happen. And I mean, I have heard that the ending is like insane. So, I mean, I am excited for that. I hope that I find the ending absolutely insane, like in a good way. So, yeah, I will finish it and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I have finished the book, and the beginning of this last third was like pretty much the same as it was before, and then it started focusing so much on the romance that I don't care about, and that part was definitely not fun. Like, it was the least fun part of the whole book. But then the last like 15-ish, 20 maybe, I think less than 20, the last part of the book was actually exciting because there was stuff happening, like there was action. And actually in that part there was something that like was shocking and also sad. Like, it was the only part of the book, like that one thing that happened right there was the only part of this book that made me feel literally anything in this goddamn book. And I mean, yay for that. And also the end, like the very last two paragraphs of this book were actually shocking. I did not see that coming. And now I get why people were like, this ending is insane, because it is. Like, it definitely took me by surprise, and in a good way, because I like what happened. And also there was, I mean, I was pretty sure that there was gonna be like some sort of betrayal, but it was not the betrayal I expected. The betrayal I expected was more painful. So again, like that would have made me feel something, like, but it didn't. So there's that. But the end was actually pretty cool and exciting. And yeah, that's it. Let's go into my final thoughts, I guess. So starting off with the characters, and starting off with Violet, because she's our main character, she was okay. Like, she was there, and I didn't mind following her, but I also wasn't excited to follow her because, like I said, I didn't like or dislike her particularly. She was okay. And I really wanted to love her, because if I actually liked the main character, if I actually cared, I definitely would have liked the book much more, but I don't know, I just didn't. And also, like, her crush on Zayden, if crush is the right word, was also like so ridiculous. So there's that. And speaking of Zayden, he was also just, again, okay. Like, I also didn't care about him as like the enemy or as the love interest. He was just also there. He was okay, like whatever. And then Dane, he pissed me off from the first second that I saw him to the last second that I saw him. I just wanted someone to kill him. That is how much he was pissing me off. I mean, I guess I did feel something, because every time Dane was like on the page, I wanted to scream. So there's that. And then Rhiannon and Liam, who were like Violet's friends, I actually really liked both of them. They were actually the only two characters that I, cared about, that I liked. But they weren't the main characters, so they were not like the focus of the story. So I didn't, get as much of them as I wanted. Definitely didn't get as much of them as like Violet and Zayden. So yeah. And now in terms of the plot, I feel like for the vast majority of the book, there really wasn't one. Of course, we were like following the trials, but I feel like that only works as like an interesting plot if you care about the characters, which, as I said, I didn't. So like I also didn't care if they lived or if they died or like if they failed or if they succeeded. So I wasn't like invested in any of what was happening. The only thing I enjoyed was when they were like interacting with the dragons and we were learning about the dragons and the powers and all of that. That part was interesting. It was fun. But I mean, it was more of like world building than plot. And I mean, we didn't also get much world building either. That was pretty much that and a little more things like sprinkled here and there. And I mean, the end was, like I said, actually exciting and actually interesting. And the action scenes there, like at the end, were fun. But also in general, all like the fights and action scenes in the rest of the book also didn't really do it for me. And also, like I said, and this is also like a big part of the book, the romance, I did not care about it. And actually, like after I finished it, I went on Goodreads to see some reviews, and someone I follow was saying that this didn't really have like enough plots, like a good enough plot to be like a fantasy book, but also to be a romance, the romance was ass. And I mean, yes. Again, I am not the best judge of romance because I usually don't like it, but like I usually can see how someone that likes romance would like that. In this one, I truly cannot. So I don't get it. I didn't like it. And that was that. And I mean, I'm mad that I don't have more to say, but when I'm just feeling like meh about a book, when it's just okay, I never have a lot to say because when I hate it, I have a lot to complain about. And when I love it, I have a lot of good things to say about it. But books like this, where I'm just like, it was okay, but like it didn't blow my mind, but also didn't make me want to throw the book, or in this case, my e-reader, out the window. So like, I pretty much have no feelings towards it, so I don't really have a lot to say, and that is not as fun, you know? Complaining is fun. Loving books is obviously fun, but this, just feeling like meh about it, is not fun. And yeah, I gave it 3 stars. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to read the sequel because the ending was actually, like I said, exciting, and it was a plot twist and interesting. And I mean, I am like wondering how that happened or like why or like what's going on surrounding that. But like, am I interested enough to actually read the second book? I don't know. I guess we'll see whenever it comes out. But to answer my question of, is the hype of this book worth it? For me personally, it's not, but I mean, so many people are loving it, and I'm glad that they are. Like, I wish I had loved it, and I'm happy that, you know, so many people are loving the book and are having more fun than I did, but it just didn't work for me. And yeah, that is it. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!